This video is brought to you by G2A.com. Check out the link in the description for cheap games. Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront updates. So what is the best loadout in Star Wars Battlefront now after the January patch? Before the patch, the bowcaster jump pack setup was without a doubt the best loadout. No matter how good you were, it was practically impossible to beat a jump caster at trait level 3. I think the good thing now after the patch is that I can't really say that there is one best loadout. I'm gonna go over two combinations I think works the best, both which I've gotten some very good scores with. But at this point I know that a lot of different loadouts can do well, so it's up to a lot of personal preference when you choose your loadout. As you can see here, I got scores with over 80 kills in Walker Assault with one of these loadouts, and this particular loadout I'm using in this gameplay clip is the Shield, Jump Pack, Pulse Cannon, T-21 Blaster, and I'm still using the Bounty Hunter trait. The base of all my loadouts is the Jump Pack. I just cannot live without it, and in any game modes with objectives, which is basically all of them except for Blast, I really think it's a must, since it makes it so much easier to get to the actual objectives and cap them. That also brings me to the second part of the loadout, which is my Charge card. This is a card I switch out depending on which team I'm on and which game mode I'm playing. In game modes like Walker Assault, I usually use the Personal Shield, simply because I can so easily cap an objective. All I need to do is jump in with the jump pack, pop the shield, and unless I'm lucky with the one-shot melees, I'm almost guaranteed to successfully cap the objective. And when I'm using the Personal Shield, I want a powerful main weapon that works great without any boost cards such as the Explosive Shot, and I've noticed that the T-21 is very powerful because at short range it's actually able to two-shot people. But the good thing compared to weapons like the DL-44 is that it works fantastically at a medium and long range as well. The T-21B has a slightly longer range, but the standard T-21 has more damage, which is why I choose it over the T-21B. If the maps are very close quarters, I think that many blasters work well, such as the E11, A280C, and well, to be honest, at the short range maps I do pretty well with most blasters. But I think blasters like the T-21 works better for the medium and long range maps. My second go-to charge card is the Explosive Shot. This one has been nerfed for the burst weapons, so I think it works the best with the A280C. This is an extremely offensive loadout which I like to use in hero modes or when I play game modes like Turning Point. Sometimes I use it in Walker Assault as well, depending on if I play with friends who have shields or if the team is doing very good. Using Explosive Shot makes your weapon kill the enemies really fast, and the added splash helps out a ton when people hide behind objects and so on. It also works especially well with the jump pack, since when I shoot enemies from the above, the splash damage from the ground does a lot of damage as well. This is also why I think the Bounty Hunter trait works so well, even though the bowcaster has been nerfed. Using the Bounty Hunter trait and reaching level 3 means it allows me to still spam my jump pack and Explosive Shot, which sort of creates a bowcaster 2.0, I guess you could say. It also means that I get a lot of grenade or pulse cannons depending on which combination I use. And of course, having Bounty Hunter means I'll still get a lot of power-ups to increase my deadliness with. This particular super offensive build might not work if you face a very good enemy team, at which point I usually switch back to the Shield. So what about my third card? Well, I always use the Thermal Detonator or the Pulse Cannon. This does entirely depend on the map. On maps like Jakku and on most Walker Assault maps, Pulse Cannon is my go-to weapon. It works fantastically at both long and short range, and as you can see, it works perfectly well in the air as well. The times I switch to my Thermal Detonator is whenever I play on indoors maps. It's always very good to have explosives to chuck into rooms or corridors packed with enemies, and the Pulse Cannon does not work as well in those moments. And well, those are the loadouts I like to use. T-21 for the medium to long range maps when you play a little bit more defensively with a shield, but if you want to be more offensive, switch to the Explosive Shot and A280C, and then pick your third star card depending on how the map looks. And in Walker Assault I always have a vehicle hand as my second hand, which is usually the Pulse Cannon, Ion Torpedo and Ion Shot, which is really good to switch to whenever the AT-ATs are vulnerable for damage. I also know that some traits, such as the Scout trait, can be very good for offensive plays as well, as you can flank the enemy easily and recharge your blaster at each kill. But for me personally, I prefer to recharge the actual star cards instead of the blaster, and I like to get power-ups as well. So it's up to you what you like the most. Make sure to let me know in the comments below what your favorite loadout is and if you've tried out the combinations I showed you in the video. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and as always, may the Force be with you.